Yo guys, what's going on? My name's Matt and I invest in Pokemon cards. In today's video, we had the Collectacon, New Jersey. While we're there, we're going to invest our weekly $100 into cards from the current Mega Block, as well as do a spin the wheel challenge. We have a wheel with different categories of cards. Whatever category the wheel lands on, we'll go ahead and invest another $100 into that category of cards. Before we get into it, guys, let's go ahead and do a small July market update for the Mega Evolution block. So let's kind of go through and kind of see which cards we're going to focus on for the next probably month or two during this, $100 a week investing challenge. So I really like Mega Evolution. I think this is a super underrated set. Right off the bat, this Mega Latias was one of my top picks. It really did find a floor in the $70 range, and now it's just up to about $92, $96. I picked it up for $90. And I think that this card is just awesome. Akira Igawa did an incredible job with the artwork. And look, this card has found its floor. I think it also has a lot of room to grow. If you can pick one up, I would highly suggest it. I already picked one up, and I think this card, I can't stop staring at it. It's just such a nice card, such a pretty card. Maybe won't pick up one this week because I have some other cards that I want to focus on, but definitely want to pick up a few more copies in the future. Next, guys, we have the Marshadow. Now, Marshadow, really found its groove at around $10 and has kind of gone up. If you can buy these cards anywhere, probably for $15, that's really, really good. I'm going to try to go ahead and pick up some copies tomorrow. We already own a couple copies of this card, but I think this card's awesome, especially with, as I call him, the Babe Ruth of Pokemon on it. I don't think you can go wrong. I think that's it for our picks Mega Evolution. Let's go right into Phantasmal Flames. Now, right off the bat, this Meowth has been falling, and like I kind of said at the beginning of the video, let it fall. Let it find its new floor. We need more data on this card in order to start buying it again. Do think it's a good pickup for anywhere under $20 if it's going to continue to fall like it has, all the way up from highs of, over $30. So, let this card find its floor. If you want to pick up a copy under $20, if you have the opportunity to do so, I would go ahead and do it. I think this artwork is really, really beautiful. Has the, Viridian City Easter egg in the background, and overall just really like this card, and we'll continue to invest in it. Next, we have the Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff, again, has kind of really found the floor and has kind of gone, up a little bit to this, $6, $7 mark. Try to buy this card for $5 and below if you can. Honestly, a really nice card. If you haven't seen it in person, make sure you check out the foiling on the eyes of Wigglytuff. I think they did an incredible job with this card. Now, I think this card, this Flygon card, has really, really grown on me. Flygon is a really popular Pokemon from Gen 3, and one thing I really like about this card is that it has all of the pre-evolutions on the card. I think that's so cool, and when a card really does that, I really tend to really like the card long-term. So I'm going to try to start buying some copies of this card if I can. It's really found that floor at around $3 to $5. So I think if you could pick up this card for $5 below, try to get it in a package deal and get it as, as low as $3 a card. I don't think you can go wrong here. I think this card is awesome. Flygon, again, really popular from Gen 3. And honestly, going to try to pick up a couple copies tomorrow. Let's get right back into some other picks, and we have Zacian. I figured out why I love this card so much. If you saw my last video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go to the artist. Same artist. Now I know why I really like this card. The Venusaur EX is my favorite Pokemon card, probably of all time. I can't say enough about this card. You guys know this about me already. But yeah, same artist. No wonder I loved it so much. If you can get this card for under $5, I don't see a problem with it. I love Zacian. Zacian's a really popular Pokemon. It was really strong in the games too. I don't think you can go wrong here. I'm going to try to pick up as many copies of this card as I can. Let's get into some promos. Now, I want to go over this Haunter promo. And even though this card is really falling right now, and, it's maybe going to probably find a floor, maybe under $50, I still think it's worth the pickup if you can pick up a really, really nice copy. And let's kind of show you guys why. Grading has a lot to do with the, potential value of Pokemon cards. And you can see here, 1 sale per day in a PSA 10. Being that PSA is closed, You know, there's only about 397. This is, you know, this only updates every month, so there's definitely more. But $1,500 for a $56 card. If you could pick up a really nice copy, that's all I'm saying. Go ahead, pick up this card, try to grade it if you can, and really try. You know, it's hard to grade. Don't get me wrong, but if you think you found a contender, go ahead and, you know, when PSA opens back up, you can go ahead and grade it. And if you really think you found a nice contender, maybe go ahead and pay that $80. 1,500 bucks, really can't beat it. I also think with all of these first partner or cards, let's wait for them to find another floor again. You know, they're still, you know, in their infancy. Let's go ahead and just wait for them to find a floor. A lot of them just came out. You could see some of the best selling ones. This Chimchar, the Rowlet, the Sobel. I love this Litten card. The Turtwig is really popular. I've seen a lot of people talk about this card online. I love this card. It's awesome. All of these first partner cards are really nice. I just think we just need a little bit more data on them. However, if you saw on my Instagram, I showed you guys what I picked up the week before July 4th. So I picked up $200 worth of cards because I wasn't able to go to a show the weekend of July 4th. And I picked up this Chikorita. I couldn't help myself. This card is awesome. I picked it up for $19. It's already down to $15, but hey, man, that's what you get for picking up a card early. I couldn't say no. This card was awesome. I love this card so much. Okay, so let's get right back into it. Mega Charizard X. Wow, this card has really fallen. It's finally under $40 again. I explore yet, but man, if you can pick this card up for anywhere under $35, I would go ahead and do it. If you can pick it up for under $30, I mean, in a package deal, in a big package deal, that is just awesome. Go ahead and pick it up. Try to pick it up in the foil with the Oricorio. I highly recommend it. You're going to pay a premium because you also get the Oricorio. It's going to be about $55, I believe the market is, but well worth it. Both cards are absolutely awesome. So go ahead and do that if you can. All right, guys, that does it for our market update. Again, I just think we need a lot more data on some of these cards before we go ahead and start pulling the trigger again on them. But overall, I'm really excited about this Mega Block. I think there's so many awesome promos, so many awesome cards. We also have Pitch Black coming out. I'll be going over, you know, my top picks for that. I mean, spoiler, this card is... I love this card. But yeah, we'll go ahead and do a separate video where we update the tier list for my top picks in this Mega Block. If you haven't seen the first video, I'll leave a link in the description below to that video. Go ahead and check it out. Now, let's get right into our wheel challenge. We have some different categories here. Master Balls, Trainer Pokemon, Tag Teams, Promos and Exclusive, Illustration Rares, Legendary and Mythical Pokemon, Underrated Artwork, Shiny Pokemon, Childhood Favorite. For me, this would be, you know, Blastoise. I love Poliwrath. I was always a big Poliwrath fan when I was a kid. As well as who am I trying to think of right now? Oh my god, why can't I think? Oh, Alakazam. All three childhood favorites, and then we have Team Rocket cards. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what we land on. All right, let's see. Let's see. What are we gonna do? Childhood favorite. All right, this one is going to be so much fun. Oh man, I can't wait to invest $100 into my childhood favorite Pokemon. Guys, I'll see you at Collectacon in just a sec. All right, guys, Collectacon day one. I was just as excited as this Pikachu, and I couldn't wait to get the day started. Every year I come to Collectacon, I love to see how much it's grown and just how big the hobby has gotten. I do prefer my local shows, but you really don't get to see some of these items that you see at Collectacon, such as these booster boxes. I mean, it's just so amazing to walk past these things and go, well, that's a house payment, or, you know, that's the value of my car right there. And it's, you know, it's funny, right? Because I'll walk by them and I'll be like, oh, that's gone down a little bit, as if I would ever potentially buy it, right? You know, maybe one day. Then we went over to this booth over here, saw some cards that I had actually never seen before. I don't even know if this is a card or if this is a sleeve. Please let me know what this is in the comment section down below. It was graded in a tag 8.5, and I had never seen it before. It was this Lugia card. Never saw it. If you know what it is, please let me know. Then I saw my Grail. Now, it's in a PSA 9. My Grail is in a PSA 10. but one day I will have this Mewtwo GX in a 10. I still think that the 9 is worth the pickup because this card is just incredible. I love the holo foiling on it, and there's just nothing else like it in the hobby, in my opinion. All right, guys, headed over to our first table. Saw a nice Haunter, but overall on the back, it just wasn't, you know, up to PSA 10 standard, so I decided not to pick it up and just decided, you know what, let it pass. I saw a couple Haunters throughout the day, and overall, just none of them were in great condition. I mean, why would they be? You have to also think, guys, when you're thinking about these PSA 10 plays, why would these people sell, you know, just free money, essentially, right? It's going to be hard to pick up those cards that, you know, are really high in a PSA 10 value. You know, vendors and other people snatch them up really quickly. So being that I came in on a Sunday, I wasn't really hopeful that I would find it. But, you know, hey, always worth a shot to ask the vendor to check it out. Then I took a look at some of these, you know, Destined Rivals cards here, this Ethan's Ho-Ho, as well as the Team Rocket's Nidoking, just checking out the centering. I'll put on the screen right now how I like to check centering on cards. I like to just draw a line in my head from each of the four corners of the photo to the edge of the card. That way you can really pick up on the centering really quickly, and then you don't have to ask, hey, can I take this out or anything like that. Next, we move over to this table that had a lot of different Master Balls. Guys, Master Balls were really, really hard to find at the show this year, and everybody we asked, they said that they were like they sold them all the day before, which makes sense. So, guys, one thing that when you go to these shows, it's great to take note of what you're seeing, but it's also great to take note of what you're not seeing, right? I mean, Master Balls were hard to find. Not only that, they're really hard to pull. So guys, I think that these Master Balls could potentially be a great play if that's something that you're into. You know, always do your research and always check to see, you know, whether or not, you know, which ones you potentially think can go up in value or which ones you just really want for your collection. You know, my friend that I was with, he really wanted to collect some of these Japanese exclusive Master Balls, and he was able to find a few. He's actually going to end up picking up this Persian right here. Now, Persian was part of his childhood favorite Pokemon, so he ended up picking that up for $6, as you can see right here, and just overall a really nice card. I love the Master Ball pattern. It may be something that in the future I get into, but I'm just not into it right now. But I, you know, just wasn't something that we were able to find at this show, and, you know, just something I took note of. All right, guys, so next we headed over to this table here, and honestly, the staff here were some of the friendliest that I met all day. Every time I asked to look at a card, I had never seen this before. The guy would pick it up, and then he would, like, take it out of the foil for me, or out of the penny, and then just hand it to me. It was, like, the best thing ever, bro. More vendors got to start doing this, but whatever. I really wanted to pick up a Dark Blastoise for my childhood favorite. I had pulled this card when I was 5 years old, and then about a few years later, I sold it for $10 to an older kid. I don't remember what I sold it for, but I think it was $10, and, you know, I think a light for my Nintendo Game Boy. Do you guys remember those lights that used to go over your Game Boy so you can see at night? I think that's what I got in the deal, and overall, definitely wasn't worth it, but hey, those are the deals you do when you're 6. And anyway, you know, this table was really cool, but it's just really hard at a table like this to just see all that is available and just pick something that you want to look at. And here was my friend going, hey, one second, I think I found something. And he was looking all day for a Drowsy in order to grade. Now, guys, if you know anything about this Drowsy card, I didn't want to tell him, but he wasn't going to find one because I think there's only like 1,500 PSA 10s in the population. It's just such a hard card to grade. Original Scarlet and Violet, the centering on those cards is just not good. But, you know, it's going to be really hard to find. And, you know, hopefully later in the show, you guys will see, we'll pick up a childhood favorite. So for the next few hours at the show, the name of the game was really just grind through the binders. I'm a binder guy. I love going through binders and just finding some really cool stuff. A lot of vendors, guys, you have to really think about what it takes in order to vend and to update the pricing of these cards, you know, day in and day out, or to a week-to-week basis could be pretty tough. So there's a lot of vendors that just simply don't. And the price of things is constantly changing. So sometimes you find some good deals in these binders. Also, if you take a lot of cards out of the binders, the vendors love to give you a good deal. I got a lot of Flygons this week. I got a lot of Zacian. I picked up a Mega Lucario EX as well as an Zekrom. And I got all of those within package deals, so I was able to get them well below market price. And that's the name of the game, guys. That's the way to do it. Just grind through the binders and find some stuff. You could literally build an empire just from grinding through these binders. I've seen people do it. I really have. And honestly, it's a lot of fun. You just get locked in, and then you find things like this Rayquaza that, you know, I was actually looking for in a grading play. Put you guys on a little game. This Rayquaza here, it is a $350 card that has one sale a day. And it's a $10 card. The vendor had it as $7. And, you know, bang, this was actually the only one that I was able to find throughout the day in any binder. Guys, a lot of people get put on these plays and, you know, they start grinding through these binders and finding them, right? Somebody else's trash is somebody else's treasure, guys. Love this Rayquaza. I was explaining to my friend here how Cosmo foils work and how they're randomized. He just recently got into the hobby, so I was just explaining how, you know, a Cosmo foil, when the sheet is cut, the swirls and things like that can all be random. And, you know, it's just really great. One thing I love to do, as you can see from this YouTube channel, is just teaching people in the hobby, about the holo foiling, about the cards, etc. So it was always great to teach them everything that I know. All right, guys. So next is this Sabrina's Alakazam. And overall, this is going to be my childhood favorites pickup of the day. Wow. Just an amazing card. It was in such good condition. I can't stop looking at this card. I actually kept it on my desk today. It's so nice. I had it when I was a kid. I pulled it when I was a kid. And overall, oh man, I'm just so happy this is back in my collection. And it's just an amazing card. I was really fine paying $75 for it. I know market's $65, but with the other deals I got throughout the day, I was fine with that. And this card is just incredible. I was so happy I picked it up. And for our last pickup of the day, we got a Team Rockets Nidoking in a PSA 10. I was so happy to pick this up. I traded for it, did half trade, half cash. And overall, just an overall great day at Collectacon. All right, guys, so after 8 weeks of our Pokemon investing challenge, we have a total of $850 invested into our plays. Now, $50 of our challenge actually went toward that Team Rockets Nidoking, but hey, what are you going to do? I needed to pick that up, and I'm on a budget. Overall, guys, I'm really happy with our Pokefolio. We're down about $130, but I'm not worried about it. I believe in all of these things long term. And overall, Collectacon was a success this year. I picked up that Sabrina's Alakazam. I'm telling you guys, I think that might be my favorite pickup of the last few months. I love that card so much. I'll see you guys in the next video.